The storm outside Mars Outpost 12 had been raging for 3 days. Red dust covered every window and antenna, and the generators shook under the pressure of the wind. Inside the control room, the air smelled of metal and sweat. The lights flickered again, and the alarm on the main console beeped for the 5th time that morning. Technician Eli Ward leaned over the panel, frowning. He was tall, tired, and running on too much coffee. "Not again," he muttered as the power indicator dropped to 30%. He tapped the screen, but the numbers kept falling. "Come on, stay with me." The generator had been unstable for weeks. Every time he thought he had fixed it, another circuit burned. The outpost was far from Earth's main supply lines, and spare parts took months to arrive. Eli's toolbox was nearly empty, and so was his patience. Just as he prepared to shut down the main coil, the door behind him slid open with a hiss. A calm, clear voice said, "Need a hand?" Eli turned. A woman stood there in a gray engineer suit. Her helmet rested under one arm, and a few strands of silver-gray hair framed her face. Her eyes reflected the soft blue light of the console, almost glowing. "I'm Lyra," she said. "They sent me from Division 4. Heard your power systems were giving trouble." Eli blinked. "Division 4? That's months away from here." "I didn't get any report," Lyra smiled slightly. "They said it was urgent." She stepped closer to the console. Her movement was smooth, confident. "May I?" He hesitated, then nodded. "Be my guest." Lyra placed her gloved hands on the panel. Her fingers moved across the keys in a rhythm Eli had never seen before. She didn't follow the standard maintenance steps, she created new ones on the spot. Within seconds, the warning lights turned green. Eli stared. "You just stabilized a broken reactor line without shutting it down." Lyra shrugged. "Sometimes machines only need someone to listen properly." "Listen?" She looked at the humming generator. "Everything that moves, hums, or shines speaks in a pattern. Once you hear it, you know what to do." Eli had no idea what that meant, but the numbers on the screen were perfect. He laughed nervously. "Whatever you did, I hope you keep doing it." Over the next few days, Lyra worked beside Eli and the other technicians. She never complained, never asked for rest. She seemed to understand every system faster than anyone else. The flickering hallway lights stopped flickering when she passed beneath them. Machines that had been silent for months came back online after she touched them. Still, something about her felt unusual. She always wore her gloves. Even during meals, when everyone else removed theirs, she kept hers on. And when someone asked about her past, she changed the subject. One night, Eli entered the storage bay and froze. Lyra stood near a broken console, her gloves off. Blue light shimmered from her palms, spreading across the machine's circuits like living veins. The console sparked once, then settled into a steady glow. Eli gasped quietly. Lyra turned sharply, eyes widening for a second. Then she quickly pulled her gloves back on. "You shouldn't sneak up on people." I'm sorry," he stammered. "I just saw something." "Your hands?" "It's a trick of the light," she said calmly. "This room is full of plasma reflection." But Eli wasn't convinced. The next day, another power surge hit the colony. The alarm screamed. Everyone rushed toward the generator bay, but Eli arrived first. The core was glowing dangerously bright. "Back away," shouted Captain Ree over the comms. "We're going to lose containment." Lyra pushed past Eli. "No, we're not." Before anyone could stop her, she placed both hands on the main conduit. The light flared white. Every system in the outpost shut down for 3 long seconds. Then the power returned, steady, clean, stronger than before. Lyra staggered slightly but stayed standing. Eli ran forward. "You could have been killed." She turned, a small tired smile on her face. "No, it doesn't hurt me." Eli looked at her hands. Through a tear in her glove, faint blue light pulsed beneath her skin. "You're not human, are you?" Lyra sighed. "Half human." She removed the glove completely. "My people are called Vailari. We are beings of energy. My human half lets me keep this form." Eli stepped closer, eyes wide. "Then you came here, why? To spy on us?" Her expression softened. "To understand you. My people think humans are reckless. I think they're brave. I came to see which is true." He couldn't find words. The machines around them hummed softly, almost as if they were listening too. Lyra pulled her glove back on. "Now you know my secret, Eli Ward. I only hope you keep it." He nodded slowly. "I will." But deep down, he felt the first spark of worry. If she was hiding from her own kind, who else might be watching? Outside, the storm quieted, but far beyond Mars, something had already noticed the energy pulse from Outpost 12. For 2 weeks, peace returned to Outpost 12. The power never failed again, oxygen levels stayed perfect, and the crew even joked that Lyra was luck itself. Only Eli knew the truth behind her skill. He spent more time with her, learning how she read energy like a language. She taught him how vibrations could tell when a wire was close to failure, or when a generator was about to overload. "You don't fix machines," she said one day. "You listen to them," Eli smiled. "I think you listen better than anyone I've met." Sometimes, when she was tired, her silver eyes dimmed slightly. It was then she told him stories. Of the Valari homeworld where beings lived as light drifting through crystal forests. She spoke of harmony of thought and energy woven together. "But your people fear us?" Eli asked once. Lyra nodded slowly. "They think humans destroy more than they build. They believe you'll bring ruin to any world you touch." Eli looked out at the red Martian horizon. "They might be right about some humans, but not all of us," she smiled faintly. "That's what I hope to prove." Then came the signal. Late one night, while Eli was checking the comms array, strange symbols appeared on the main screen, bright pulses repeating in a pattern. Lyra rushed in as soon as she saw it. Her face went pale. "That's not a normal transmission," she whispered. "It's Valari code. What does it say?" She hesitated. "They've found me." The words hit like a shock. "Found you? You mean they're coming here?" "Yes." Her voice was calm but heavy. "I broke their law by helping you. They sent a recall signal. If I don't return, they'll erase the evidence of my mission." "Erase?" Eli asked. "You mean us?" Lyra looked away. "They might disable the entire outpost to hide my interference." Eli clenched his fists. "Then we fight back. We won't let them destroy us." "You can't fight energy beings," she said softly. "Their ships could drain every power source we have. Then we use what we have, together." She looked at him, surprised. "Together?" Eli nodded. "You said machines listen to you. Maybe they'll listen to both of us if we combine what we know." Lyra's eyes glimmered. "You'd risk your life for me. For a half-alien? For someone who saved my home," he said simply. They worked through the night. Eli modified the reactor using Lyra's guidance. She showed him how to redirect energy into a new pattern, a resonance shield that could bend frequencies instead of blocking them. When the Valari ship entered Mars orbit 2 days later, its presence filled every sensor. The crew panicked, but Eli and Lyra stood in the generator bay. A deep, echoing voice filled the comm channel. "Valari Unit Lyra 7, you have violated the accord. You will surrender or face erasure." Lyra took a deep breath. "I will not surrender. Then you will perish with them." The ship fired a pulse beam. It struck the outpost's energy shield and vanished into a ripple of blue light. Eli grinned. "It worked." Lyra smiled briefly. "For now." The second beam was stronger, shaking the base. The shield flickered. Lyra placed her hands on the reactor core. "I can hold it," she said. "Not alone," Eli replied, grabbing the control levers. "You said humans are reckless. Let's prove we're brave instead." Together they redirected the energy flow. The hum grew louder, brighter. Outside, the shield expanded, forming a glowing dome visible across the Martian plains. The Valari ship hesitated. Through the frequencies, Lyra felt confusion. Her people couldn't understand why human energy had merged with hers. "They're listening," she whispered. "They can feel us." "Then show them who we are," Eli said. She focused, sending a pulse through the resonance field. Images, emotions, memories of the humans she had met. She shared laughter, teamwork, struggle, and hope. The signal carried everything she had learned about humanity. Silence followed. Then slowly, the Valari ship powered down its weapons. A final message echoed across the comm. "We will observe. Your choice is your own." The ship vanished into the red clouds. Lyra collapsed, exhausted. Eli caught her before she fell. Blue light flickered around her form. "You did it," he whispered. She smiled weakly. "We did it." The generator hummed peacefully again. For the first time in years, Mars Outpost 12 glowed brighter than the sunrise outside. And in that light, Eli realized something simple yet powerful. Humanity had just taught the stars what courage looked like. For 3 quiet days after the battle, Mars Outpost 12 lived in peace. The wind outside had calmed, and the red sky was clear enough for the crew to see faint stars through the dome. The generator hummed with a smooth, strong rhythm like a living heart, but inside the outpost, Eli Ward couldn't rest. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Lyra collapsing in his arms, her body flickering with soft blue light, her voice fading to a whisper. We did it. She was alive, but weaker than before. The energy that had saved the colony had drained her. Now she sat quietly in the observation room, wrapped in a thin blanket, staring at the stars. Eli walked in carrying a cup of hot synth tea. You should drink this, he said gently. She smiled faintly. Your kindness never stops, does it? Someone has to keep you from turning into light completely, he joked, trying to hide his worry. Lyra looked out the window. They're still out there. My people, watching, they didn't destroy us, but they didn't leave either. Eli followed her gaze. Somewhere beyond the red horizon, the Velari ship hovered invisibly in orbit. Do you think they'll come back? He asked. Not yet, she said softly. They're waiting to understand what happened here. The pulse we sent, it wasn't just energy. It carried emotion, thought, intent. To them, that's new. To feel through power instead of just using it. Eli nodded slowly. You showed them humanity. No, Lyra corrected gently. We showed them. The following week, Eli and Lyra began rebuilding the damaged systems. The crew treated her differently now, not with fear, but respect. Captain Ree even saluted her once, calling her the alien who saved Mars. Lyra only smiled shyly and went back to her work. Eli noticed something strange while working beside her. The machines now responded faster to human touch. The lights glowed brighter when people spoke kindly. Even the air filters seemed more efficient when the crew was calm. It was as if the outpost itself had learned from her. Lyra, Eli said one evening, it's like everything changed after that pulse. The base feels alive. It is, she replied. Your systems absorbed part of the resonance. They're now half human, half Velari. You created a new kind of link. He blinked. You mean, we merged? Yes, she said. And it's beautiful. Her tone held both pride and sadness. Eli heard it and frowned. What's wrong? My body can't stay stable here for long, she said quietly. The energy I used to protect you is part of the resonance now. It belongs to the colony. I'm fading. Eli felt his stomach tighten. No, there has to be a way to fix this. Lyra shook her head. This is how energy balance works. To create life, something must give its light. Don't be sad, Eli. This is what I wanted, to prove that humans could unite even with us. He stared at her glowing hands. You can't just disappear. You belong here now. Lyra looked at him with soft, shining eyes. I'll always be here, just not like this. The next day, a sudden signal from orbit filled every comm screen. The crew gathered in the control room. A voice, calm and echoing, spoke in patterns of sound and light. Lyra listened carefully, then translated. They're calling it the pulse of humanity. They say they felt things they didn't know existed, hope, courage, empathy. My people have decided to send observers instead of soldiers. Eli frowned. Observers? What does that mean? They want to learn, she said, smiling. To see the world the way humans do. The crew cheered. For the first time, Mars Outpost 12 was not just a colony. It was a symbol of peace between two kinds of life. But Lyra's glow was dimmer that night. Later, Eli found her standing near the main generator, watching the swirling lights within the core. This machine, she said softly, is more than power now. It's a bridge between our kinds. Eli nodded. Then we'll protect it. I'll protect it, she turned toward him. You've changed, Eli Ward. When I first came here, you saw machines as tools. Now you see them as companions, he smiled faintly. Maybe I learned from the best teacher. For a long moment, they stood in silence, listening to the steady hum of the generator. Then Lyra spoke again, her voice gentle but certain. It's time, she said. Eli's heart sank. No, the resonance is calling me. My energy must return to the field or it will collapse. He stepped closer. Lyra. She reached out and touched his chest where his heart beat fast. Don't grieve. You have everything you need. My knowledge lives in the systems and my essence will stay in the field. You'll feel me in every spark, every light that shines. He swallowed hard, trying to speak. Will I ever see you again? She smiled softly. Every time you look at the stars. The next moment, her body shimmered. A soft blue glow rose from her skin, spreading like mist. Her human form faded, replaced by a pure beam of light that streamed into the generator core. The entire outpost brightened. The machines pulsed once, twice, then settled into perfect harmony. The hum changed pitch, becoming almost like a song. Eli stood still, tears glinting in his eyes. Around him, the crew watched in silence. No one spoke for several minutes. When the light faded, the core displayed a single glowing symbol on the main screen, a pattern of waves and lines that spelled one word in human language: hope. Weeks passed. The Vylari ships remained at a safe distance, sending messages of peace. Earth Command received reports about the Mars miracle, and scientists began studying the new resonance field. Outpost 12 became a hub for research and cooperation. Humans and Vylari worked side by side for the first time in history. Eli continued his duties as chief technician, but his methods were different now. He no longer used only wrenches and data tablets. He listened. He could sense when a machine was about to fail, almost like intuition. When others asked how he knew, he'd smile and say, "A friend taught me to listen to the hum one evening." As the sun dipped below the Martian hills, Eli stood alone outside the dome. The red dust glowed under the fading light. He gazed at the stars, searching for one in particular, a faint blue spark near the horizon. He whispered, "You were right, Lyra. Humans are reckless. But we also care. You helped us prove it." For a moment, the wind stopped. The generator inside the base pulsed once, releasing a soft blue wave that shimmered across the sky. Eli smiled. "Good night, Lyra." He turned and walked back inside, where laughter and life filled the corridors. The hum of the machines followed him, steady, alive, and full of warmth.